And Argosy, a very firm favourite, even money. In fact, it opened at odds on, 11 to 10 on. Even money now. Bold Indian, 11 to 2. Lucky Scott is 14 to 1. And on 16 to 1, there are five of them, or is it 6? No, 5 of them. They are Fiery Celt, Miss Silka Key, Round Hill, Without Reserve, and Mr. Mika, all on 16 to 1. Carrick Breeze, 20 to 1. Red Russell is 25 to 1.
Well, there is Mr. Mika. We just saw him winning at Haydock. That was when beaten Never So Bold by 3 parts of a length for the John O'Gaunt Stakes over today's distance. Well, he showed a lot of tenacity that day, and he's going to need all of that and a little bit more to win this very competitive Jersey Stakes run over the straight 7 furlongs here. John Lowe's in the saddle again. John knows him really well, and I think we'll see John keeping him somewhere near the front rank all the way. And one thing that is in his favour, I think he's going to see the 7 furlongs out really well. John Lowe bid in for his 21st winner of the year. This is number 5, Mr. Mika. 14, John Reed walks through our picture. John on Passing Storm. But let's have a look at number 3. This is Fiery Celt. Let's have a look at him, one of the 4 Irish challengers. He has won one of his 4 starts this year at the Phoenix Park in May, getting the better of Congress Palace by 3 parts of a length. He also ran a good 6 in the Irish 2000 Guineas. He was only 3 lengths off the winner and finished 5th behind Argosy, who runs in this race on his last start. That was at the Phoenix Park. Well, it looks like on the form as if Argosy should hold him again today. Red Russell, 22 to 1 from 25 to 1. So he's moved 3 points in the market, and that takes quite a lot of doing here at Royal Ascot. So there must be a little bit of support for Red Russell, who in fact is the mount of Ernie Johnson and yet another of the Irish invaders. 21 goes to the right, Miss Silka Key, one of the 2 fillies in the race. Miss Silka Key ridden by Brian Rouse. That's on the right of the picture, we're seeing now. Probably showed her best form on her last start here at Ascot as a 2-year-old. That was in the Clarence House Maiden Stakes. It was when getting the better of Hatim and Pagan of Troy. It was a sneaky fancy, in fact, for the 1,000 guineas at Newmarket, but disappointed finishing down the track. But I stood with Paul Cole, in fact, that day, and both Paul and I thought that she was quite a nice filly. Carrick Breeze, 25 to 1 from 20 to 1. There's number 2, one of the more fancied one, in fact, the fancied one. Number 2, the mount of Lester Piggott, Argosy. He's unbeaten, winning his only start as a 2-year-old. That was a 6 furlong maiden at the Curragh. Was made a short price favourite to win on his 3-year-old debut, and he obliged by beating Committed by half a length. That was at the Phoenix Park earlier this month. Not the best of runs that day. He got into quite a lot of trouble, but he showed a good turn of foot, and when he did get out, he really finished and showed a really fast acceleration, and I think we'll see Leicester riding him a little similar today. I think he'll hold him up. He cost quite a lot of money as a yearling. In fact, he cost $1,500,000. Mystery Ship, 66 to 1 from 50s. One of the outsiders going out even more in the market. Leicester goes round behind. You just see Leicester watering his leathers, and you can also see Argosy getting quite warm on the neck, but I think, if anything, it's a lot hotter here today than it was yesterday. Leicester looking for his 43rd winner of the year. And also, I should say, quite a good chance of once again becoming leading rider here at Ascot and winning the Ritz Club Trophy. Have a look at number 7. This is Bold Indian, and this is the one perhaps that the British pin their main hopes on. He's trained by Jeff Ragg and ridden by Paul Cook after winning a 7 furlong maiden at Newmarket in April. Bold Indian went on to win a condition race at Chester in May, where he made all to beat Naef by 4 lengths. Since then, he's been beaten by Don Martino at York later in the month, but his challenge only failed by a short head, and he came from quite a long way behind on that occasion and perhaps had too much to do. 5 to 1 from 11 to 2. And in fact, Miss Silka Key, as you can see there with Brian Rouse, has been a little bit of a naughty girl. She reared up, and most likely saw it as we were going to Bold Indian, and she reared up, and Brian Rouse just had to step out of the side of the saddle. There's the top weight Without Reserve, number 1. Without Reserve's Dam Fear Naught. That's the dam of this horse we're looking at here. In fact, won the Royal Hunt Cup back in 1978. This fella we're looking at here, Without Reserve, has won twice in his career, both last season, over 7 furlongs and a mile at Leopardstown and the Curragh, so they're both pretty stiff tracks. His best form this year was the first of his 2 starts, went 3 lengths second behind Secreto. That was at the Curragh in April. Well, As you most likely know, Secreto went on to win the Epsom Derby in good fashion, so that's pretty good form. Without Reserve is sure to have his following, so let's have a look at the betting and then join John Hammond.
Well, Without Reserve is 16 to 1, having opened at 14 to 1. But it's in the middle of the betting. Argosy even money, Bold Indian 5 to 1, Lucky Scott 14s. And then come Fiery Celt, Basilica Key, Round Hill Without Reserve, and Mr. Mika all on 16 to 1. Red Russell 22 to 1. Carrick Breeze 25 to 1, so is Royal Recourse, and it's 33 to 1 bar these.
And the starter has called for Miss Silka Key to be put in next. She got quite a long way behind the stalls. She started to get very restive when being saddled, and that was about half an hour ago, and the last time she came here she won, in fact, so let's hope that once she's in the stall she'll be all right. Brown Rouse in the saddle, Miss Silka Key going into stall 10. That's towards the left of the picture. They're putting the blindfold on straight away.
It's a bit worried.
And there are still quite a few more to go in, but the starters called for this filly to go in now, and with the blindfold on she's gone in perfectly all right. Round Hill not quite in. There he is wearing blinkers for the first time. He had good form as a 2-year-old, hasn't quite shown it in his 2 runs so far this season. That's Lucky Scott going in over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, Lucky Scott the last in, the white flag up, they're under starters orders and they're running. And Lucky Scott towards the right breaks quite fast with Farlew. Farlew, Lucky Scott, Mr. Mika well up there in the centre, so's Red Russell. And over on the far side running fast is Royal Reserve with Corn Charm and Mystery Ship. Over on the far side, but on the near side, the leader's Carrick Breeze now at the moment. Carrick Breeze, the leader as they pass the 5 furlong pole from towards the right, Lucky Scott with Farlew right up there. Lester Piggott on in the centre of the course, tracking Mystery Ship on Argosy. Bold Indians going well. Just in behind the leaders, Corn Charm towards the far left with a sheepskin noseband showing now with Red Russell. Just in behind them, Mystery Ship, Miss Silka Key towards the right, and also showing speed is Fiery Celt now on the right of the picture, and the favourite Argosy with a tremendous amount to do at the moment. They're passing the 2 furlong pole. Miss Silka Key, Mystery Ship, then comes Red Russell on the near side. Round Hill is making progress, and it's Mystery Ship with the advantage now. Mystery Ship, the favourite, you can count right out of it. Racing down inside the final furlong, Mystery Ship and Miss Silka Key. These two from Round Hill in third. Mystery Ship on the far side, Miss Silka Key getting the upper hand there as they race up towards the line. It's Miss Silka Key from Mystery Ship as they come to the line. Miss Silka Key in a photo with Mystery Ship, but she's just won it, Miss Silka Key. Round Hill was third, and fourth was Royal Recourse, and the favourite has literally, Lester Piggott's Mount Argosy, the hot favourite has only beaten 2 home. He's only beaten Try to Stop Me and one of the early leaders, Carrick Breeze. So it's a photo finish, but I think we'll find that Miss Silka Key, number 21, has just beaten Mystery Ship, number 22. But a photo finish to the Jersey Stakes between, as I say, number 21, Miss Silka Key, owned by E. Aldridge & Son Limited, trained by David Ellsworth and written by Brown Rouse, with Mystery Ship number 22, owned by Mrs. M. Simpson, trained by Mark Usher and written by Tony McGlone. With Round Hill, for me, indubitably third. I think we'll find that Miss Silka Key has won it all right. See what you think as we review the vital stages with Julian Wilson.
Well, this was a most unsatisfactory race in many ways, and one of the first incidents, if you look 5 from the rails, you'll see the second favourite, Bold Indian, with the noseband there, just coming up on the inside of Mr. Mika and getting a right little bump just there, which almost brought him to his feet. So that was him out of it. Lester Piggott, you can see almost in the centre of the field there on Argosy, the white cap there, starts to lose his place here, and from now on, from here on in, isn't moving right at all. Whether he's struck into another horse or whether some mishaps occurred, I don't know, but he's dropped right out. At this stage, Mystery Ship kicks for home and goes into a clear lead. Miss Silka Key, who has drawn 10 Brown Rouse in the orange and brown seams colours, just still got a couple of lengths to make up as they come to the furlong mark. And there's Willie Carson in third and Round Hill in fast pursuit. Now, all the time, Silka Key is closing the gap on Mystery Ship, and the two of them draw clear. Another horse who's run well is Lucky Scott. But here they come together, these two outsiders in the race, the two fillies, and once again it's Brown Rouse who comes up trumps on the big day, driving Miss Silka Key into the lead in the last 50 yards of the race and going ahead to pip Mystery Ship on the line. Back in third is Round Hill, but the mystery of the race was what happened to Argosy.
And there he is, being led away, Argosy. Must say his stable companion was equally disappointing yesterday in the St. James's Palace. Esperanto and Jerry Gallagher there walking behind. Vincent O'Brien's travelling head lad will be really scratching his head. I saw him up here this morning while watching work, and there was a lot of confidence behind this horse, but he just never got in a blow at all. We're still waiting for the outcome of the photo finish, but I think there's no doubt that Brown Rouse is in the right place. Here it comes. He is the winner, Miss Silka Key. Second is number 22, Mystery Ship. Third is number 6, Round Hill. And fourth, number 18, Royal Recourse, ahead and 3 lengths. So for the second time, Miss Silka Key, who won the Clarence House last autumn, wins a photo finish here at Ascot. Last year she beat Hatton and Pagan of Troy, and this time she's beaten Mystery Ship after a really remarkable run for a filly who got so stirred up in the preliminaries and parted for momentarily with Brown Rouse down at the start, but came back to such good purpose that she became Brown's 29th winner of the season. And a fine omen this for David Ellsworth, who produces one of the bankers of the meeting on the form book anyway, in Mighty Flutter, the Derby third tomorrow in the King George the 5th handicap. David successful last year with a spectacular double here at the Royal Meeting, notably via Mighty Fly in the Hunt Cup, followed by Melindra in the Wokingham. So Miss Silka Key, this daughter of Welsh Saint out of Tramiti by Sun Prince, the winner of the opener on the second day of the Jersey Stakes, and the starting prices as follows.
First, number 21, Miss Silka Key, 15 to 1. Second, number 22, Mystery Ship, 66 to 1. And third, number 6, Round Hill, 60 is the clear favourite, 5 to 1. Top Socialite, 11 to 2. Opera Comique, Flatters and Lady Donna are 6 to 1. Colourful has gone to 7s with Devon Defender and Rahash. And then Happy Hannah 14s, High Tech Girl 14 to 1. Valrash 16 to 1 with Cameroon, 20 to 1 bar.
There's number 9 with the bold Bill Shoemaker aboard, Happy Hannah. And as I was saying, I think this one could run a good race, although perhaps could need a little bit of time today. Bill just having to talk to this filly, but don't forget these have really been put through their paces, because they'll have to be pretty sharp today. 14 Muffets. Lady Donna 7 to 1 from 6 to 1, going into stall. Rahash, number 17, goes in nice and quietly into stall 11. Number 8 about to go into stall 5. Choose Colourful 8 to 1 from 7 to 1. Most of the runners. And there is Valrash, in fact needing a little bit of a help there. Goes into stall 6. Steve Perks will be looking for a quick start. Opera Comique 8 to 1 from 6 to 1 now, and a very fat filly she is. And there she is. Well, Opera Comique in fact, is drawn 18, which is not a good draw, but she, I would say, is perhaps the fastest filly in England at the moment. She's won races at Lingfield, Folkestone, Chepstow and Epsom, and in the Acorn Stakes, she beat Indian Flower by 5 lengths. We'll have a quick look at the market. I know John knows a bit about this filly. She's very fast, John, isn't she? We'll join you after the betting.
Off it is 5-1, Top Socialite 11-2, Flat Earth 6s, Lady Donna, Devon Defender and Rahash, all on 7-1. On 8-1, Opera Comique and Colourful, Happy Hannah and High Tech Girl 14-1, Valrash and Cameroon 16-1, 20-1 bar.
Yes, thank you, Jimmy. I've seen Opera Comique. I saw her win at Chepstow, beating another of today's runners, Tumbledale. A couple of them are giving trouble out at the back, Peter O'Sullivan tells me. One of them, Axe Valley, and the other Colourful, who was giving some trouble in the paddock. But here, Axe Valley is rearing up. She's only been out once. It looks as if the bridle's gone on Axe Valley, so that's just being attended to. Richard Quinn about to get on to Axe Valley, who won on her only race to date at Warwick. And it looks as if the bit's broken, so there will be a delay. And Colourful, who became very restive in the paddock, but she wasn't sweating up in the paddock, but as you can see now she is. And the only time she's ever run before was in a 4-horse field at Longchamp, and she's finding this atmosphere at heat at Royal Ascot just a bit too much for her. She's drawn at number 16, that's towards the outside, but she's gone into the stalls pretty well all right. Let's have another look at the betting.
Muffet is still the clear favourite, 5-1, Top Socialite 11-2. On 8-1, Flat Earth, Lady Donna, Devon Defender, Rahash and Opera Comique and Colourful, Happy Hannah and High Tech Girl are 14-1, 16-1 of Valrash and Cameroon, 20-1 bar.
And Jimmy, it looks as are they putting in a new bit, or do you think they'll have to withdraw her?
Well, John, by the look of it there, they're trying to mend the old one, but I've often wondered why they don't have spare bridles down at the start, but perhaps they have, because it doesn't look too bad now. I think they might have done a repair job on this one, but she's standing nice and quiet now. Interesting, John, to see how the handler's just holding her nose. In the old days, they used to have a twitch, which was a piece of string and quite a long stick, and that keeps it. It's funny, if you hold a horse's nose, it keeps them quiet, John.
Thank you, Jimmy. Valrash 20-1 from 16-1, the only unraced filly slipping out in the betting. Axe Valley was favourite when she won her first race, so she's obviously shown a bit. There's High Tech Girl on the right, number 10. High Tech Girl won first time out at Newbury, trained by Peter Makin, subsequently finished 4th at Newmarket in a small field, but she needs to be covered up, this filly, and she was a bit slowly away when a fast finishing short-head second at Windsor on her last appearance. I think Greville Starkey will keep her covered up as long as possible, but she's fast. Axe Valley being led round at the start. It looks as if she may have to be withdrawn, even though she's in the betting at 20-1. In fact, I think she's sure to be withdrawn. They're almost all in. And over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, they're going without Axe Valley, and they're running very fast away. Over on the far side was Opera Comique, and making over towards the far rail. And on the near side, it's Happy Hannah, who broke very fast, and being tracked by Cameroon. In the centre, it's Lady Donna, and up with Lady Donna is Tumbledale in the centre, and also the French filly running very fast, Colourful in the centre of the course. But over on the far side, it's Opera Comique with Edwin's Princess right up with her now. And in the centre, it's Tumbledale from Lady Donna. Then comes comes Flatters. Happy Hannah towards the right of the picture, and Cameroon going strongly. Over on the far side, Opera Comique. In the centre, it's Colourful and Tumbledale being chased by Rahash. And on the near side, Lady Donna with Happy Hannah and Cameroon still coming there very strongly on the stand side. They're coming down to the furlong pole, and as they do so, it's Cameroon on the near side. On the far side, High Tech Girl, and it's High Tech Girl who's just taken it up as they race into the closing stages. High Tech Girl is going to win it to the line. High Tech Girl from Tumbledale, and a photo for third between Top Socialite, Opera Comique and Cameroon. High Tech Girl from Tumbledale, and a photograph for third. Well, in fact, the judges called a photograph for second, and he's named number 10, High Tech Girl, the winner, owned by Intercraft, trained by Peter Macon and written by Greville Starkey. What a comeback for Greville after his long spell with injury to win the Queen Mary. Well, High Tech Girl, the winner. I think we'll find Tumbledale is second, and a photograph for third place between Opera Comique, Top Socialite, and also Cameroon, who was always right there under the stern rail. But High Tech Girl, the winner. Here's how she won it, reviewed by Julian Wilson.
Well, spread wide across the course here, and Opera Comique, I would have thought, was just about in front at this stage on the very far side of the course, showing a lot of speed in the centre of the course throughout was Tumbledale. And High Tech Girl, remember, in the yellow colours with the red sash, coming from well off the pace, drawn 12 and in the centre of the course. Happy Hannah, the grey, towards the stand side with a white cap, always in the first 3 or 4, has run a terrific race. And Cameroon, the horse on the right too, she flattered for a moment. At this point, looked as though she might be capable of winning. But here comes the High Tech Girl with the yellow colours, remember, bursting through to give Greville Starkey a Royal Ascot success. Tumbledale, the filly in the blue colours, as Opera Comique drops out on the far side, and Cameroon has no more to give. But High Tech Girl bursts clear. Tumbledale is going to be second, but it's a desperately close thing for third, and I'll leave that to the judge.
Yes, I think you're a good judge there, Julian. This is Cameroon. Showed a lot of foot under the stand rail, being followed in by the winner, High Tech Girl. High Tech Girl by Homeboy, out of Peace of Mind by Midsummer Night. Running for the 4th time in her career. Shorthead second last time out to Soraya at Windsor. So a long, lean spell, broken in a very significant contest for Greville Starkey. Gets on the 13 mark now on this 16-to-1 winner, High Tech Girl. 6th winner of the season for Peter Macon. That's Tumbledale by Tumblewind. Just ahead, I think we'll find indubitably second. Bruce Raymond's partner, and Bruce is settling for that. And High Tech Girl returns to the winner's circle. And once again, the Irish not strong enough. Haven't won this for 10 years. The second is 22, Tumbledale, and the judge has called for a further print to determine third place.
Castle Boys 7-to-1, the favourite. Teleprompter 8-to-1. Roman Beach and Vintage Toll 9-to-1. Governo and Hawkley and County Broker 10-to-1. Saving Mercy and Sun Oak at 12-to-1. Aswan and On Edge 16s. Come on the Blues, Moore's Metal and Steeple Bell, all 20-to-1, 25-to-1 bar.
Let's have a look at Sun Oak. I noticed it when John was having a look at him in the paddock. He was very much on his toes. As you can see, he's sweating quite a lot, not only down the neck, but also behind the saddle. That's on his quarters, which is not a good sign in a racehorse, even with a free sweater. Guy Harwood's horses, in fact, this season, the latter end, the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks, I would say, have been running out of form. He's got a little bit of a virus somewhere in the yard. Sun Oak is one of the few that have survived it, and it's rather a shame because the Guy Harwood who trains this colt has really got an abundance of talents in the yard, and he can't show it here at Royal Ascot. Basil Boy still favourite, 13-2 though from 7-1, and they go 8-1 bar Basil Boy. But Sun Oak, who we're looking at there, he's by Averoff out of Blue Queen, who was my majority blue. Should be a pretty speedy individual on that bloodline, and what a good-looking horse he is. Number 19, Sky Boot. John didn't see that one, I don't think. Trained by Charles Bell. Sky Boot ran third last time out. That was at Edinburgh behind Uptown Girl. Couldn't give him much chance today, though, on this season after 5 starts. He's got a lot to find to figure in this, one of the hottest handicaps of the season, the Royal Hunt Cup. The winner incidentally picked up £18,122, so a good prize there. Sky Boot, who we're looking at, usually has the blinds put on. I think it's sensible because he can be a bit of trouble, and we should get him in to his stall 17, without a struggle. There, nearest to us was Corn Street with Joe Mercer, just leaning on the side of the stall, as you can see, having a little look across, relaxing Corn Street. Needs more giving the ground than he's going to get today. Basil Boy, 13-2 favourite. Teleprompter 8-1. Roman Beach 9-1. They go 10-1 bar those 3, and what an open betting race it is. Number 12, which should be one of the last to go in, Sun Oak. Well, for this very exciting race, let's join a very excited man, Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Jamie. That looks like it. The white flag up, they're under starters' orders, and they're away. On Edge breaks fast towards the right of the picture. Qualitaire Prince is well up there over on the far side. And County Broker is the early leader. County Broker going on, Steve Cawthon. County Broker, as they settle down and pass the 6 furlong pole, is being tracked by Teleprompter with on the right of the picture On Edge, the grey. But it's County Broker from On Edge on the grey on the near side, and then Teleprompter very close in third. Teleprompter being tracked by Roman Beach. Just in behind Teleprompter is Vintage Toll, Edward Hyde. Governor's there over on the far side with Qualitaire Prince upsides and being tracked by Aswan. But as they race down to the 4 furlong pole, it's County Broker being tracked by his York Conqueror, Teleprompter. On the right, it's On Edge, the grey. Just in behind Teleprompter is Vintage Toll. Roman Beach still well there. Steeple Bell also making ground. Basil Boy not far behind the leaders over on the far side. Governo on the far side as well. And it's Teleprompter coming up now to join County Broker. And Edward Hyde poised on Vintage Toll just in behind Teleprompter and delivering his challenge now, or trying to, between he and County Broker. But he's switched Vintage Toll now. Hawkley's well there over on the far side. And it's Hawkley, Teleprompter, Vintage Toll, and Sun Oak coming there strongly on the near side with also Come On the Blues. They race into the closing stages. Hawkley from Teleprompter, Hawkley from Teleprompter, and Hawkley's going to win it. Hawkley wins it at the line from Teleprompter. Second, Battle Boys third. 4 and 5 of Vintage Toll, and Sun Oak in a photo for fourth. And in fact, Saving Mercy was last, and so the result of the Hunt Cup. First, number 10, Hawkley, owned by Mr. S.A.B. Dinsmore and Mr. Patrick Haslam, trained by Patrick Haslam and written by Tyrone Williams. Second was number 1, Teleprompter, owned by Lord Derby, trained by Bill Watts and written by Willie Carson. And third was number 9, Basil Boy, owned by Mr. Basil Haywood, trained by Richard Hannon and written by Lester Piggott. And of course, a very significant photograph for 4th place. Very close indeed, and I say significant because, of course, bookmakers, the majority of bookmakers pay over 1, 2, 3, 4 in this 18-runner handicap. And the photograph is between number 15, Vintage Toll, and number 12, Sun Oak. A very close photograph indeed for 4th, but this is the winner. Hawkley, here's how he won it, reviewed by Julian Wilson.
Well, a brilliant bit of race planning this by Patrick Haslam. This horse winning his 4th race in the row. But Willie Carson previewed the problems that he's going to have on Teleprompter. He's tracking the early leader, County Broker, here in the white cap. And you can see still almost running away with Willie at this stage. On the ride is On Edge. On the far side, Gouverno in the green colours, and just this side of Gouverno is the favourite Basil Boy starting a run. But Tyrone Williams is just starting his run in Hawkley with the white colours and the emerald green sleeves. Here's where Willie makes his move, and as he does so, he finds that his horse is going to give him steering problems. He just, in fact, you can't see it at present, but he's just going to run away to the right and cause problems for the horse just behind him. There he goes now. He's just ducked in towards County Broker, and the horse tracking him there, Vintage Toll, finds that his run is cut off for a moment. It's all over very quickly, and very quickly Teleprompter is beaten. Now the winner has flown, the winner has burst to the front and goes away under a strong drive from Tyrone Williams to, as I say, win his 4th race in a row. Teleprompter straightened out again now by Willie Carson, puts up a marvellous performance under 9 stone 11, because remember, no horse has won under this weight. But it was just that brief lapse of concentration, a furlong and a half out, that possibly cost him a real chance. Basil Boy is 3rd, very close for 4th.
Hawkley, the 10-to-1 winner, this son of Monsanto, out of Varvel by Falcon. Winner of his 4th race in a row, all over this distance. His young apprentice enjoying a great run, Tyrone Williams. This his 16th winner of the season. And the outcome of the photograph for 4th place in the Royal Hunt Cup, 4th was number 12, Sun Oak. So the result: 1st, number 10, Hawkley; 2nd, number 1, Teleprompter; 3rd, number 9, Basil Boy; 4th, number 12, Sun Oak. And as a matter of purely academic interest, 5th, number 15, Vintage Toll, and the distance is 1 length and 3 lengths, and the full starting price is as follows.
First, number 10, Hawkley, 10-1. Second, number 1, Teleprompter, 8-1. Third, number 9, Basil Boy, 13-2 favourite, and 4th, number 12, Sun Oak, 10-1. First, Hawkley, 10-1. Second, Teleprompter, 8-1. The third, Basil Boy, 13-2 favourite, and 4th, Sun Oak, 10-1. And the jackpot number 310. Pebbles 11-4, Leipzig 9-2. So Fine has gone to 5-1 with Katie's, same price Katie's, 5-1. Orangerie 6-1. Lady of the House 10s, Desirable is 12-1. On 20-1, Speedy Girl, Sign of Life 25-1. And finally Shane's Billy 33-1.
And 12, Speedy Girl. Let's have a look at So Fine now. Well, in the Irish 1,000 guineas, John told you about that form, but she was drawn right on the outside of her field. She was drawn low, and for the whole mile, and it's a pretty hard mile at the Curragh, she was having to race around everything, and that's rather bad in a classic, because these fillies are very competitive, and she had nothing on her left, and in fact she was a little bit running away from the rest of her field that were racing on her right, and until the end, when she got straightened up, she really wasn't making any headway, and then all of a sudden she flew. So perhaps she's going to cut back a little bit of leeway on Katie's. I think probably she might do today. A nice big filly who is by Thatchin, had a facelift, who was by Herbiger, a really classically bred filly, trained by David O'Brien, who trained Secreto to win the Derby this season. Number 5, Lady of the House, another Irish trained filly. Number 2, let's go with Katie's. Philip Robinson has put his judgment on the line here today because, as John told you, Pebbles, he rode to win the English 1,000 guineas, and he rode this filly to win the Irish. Well, only time will tell whether his choice is going to be right, but looking at this filly, she is a lovely filly, and I know her trainer, Mick Rahn, thinks the world of her. Non Noalco is her sire, and she's out of a Pollock mare. But what a lovely big mare she is, and Philip thinks that perhaps she's going to have the edge on Pebbles today. Well, she'll have to pull out all the stops. But looking at her and Pebbles, perhaps that might have swayed Philip. It's not a great lot as Pebbles, whereas Katie's, that we're looking at here, is a really big, fine, strong filly. And I think whatever she does today, she possibly could go on and on and on and on. A really lovely filly. Philip having the time of his life at the moment. 2 classics under his belt already this year, and bidding for 25 winners. Number 1, there's Leipzig. This is a filly I love. A big, rangy filly by Ralkino, out of Fighting by Aggressor. So she's bred to get a little bit farther than today's mile, in fact. But a nice filly. Walter rode her at Kempton, and when she beat Fair Dominion, Walter made a lot of use of her that day. And when he turned into the straight, he was asking her all the way, actually, and he was making a stretch. And when she turned into the straight at Kempton, she lengthened like a really good filly, put in 7 lengths of daylight between her and the runner-up. Getting a little bit warm, as you see, but that goes for all of us because it is really hot here at Ascot. And the cold champagne, I think, is going down by the gallon, and I bet any money alike that a few of the boys now that are down at the start, young Walter has a bit of weight trouble. I bet he'd give quite a lot for a sip of cool champagne. But a lovely filly we're looking at, Leipzig, and a great chance. There's number 3. Well, this is Pebbles, and it's just been a little bit awkward, but she can be sometimes. She's a temperamental little filly. She's by that great sire Sharpen Up, who's now in America, out of a Connaught mare. Well, Connaught, if I remember, when he was trained by Noel Merlis and ridden by Sandy Barkley in the Derby, he could be a little bit of a trouble too, and perhaps that's where Pebbles has got this tiny little bit of temperament. But a lot of good fillies have this. She's got a lot of heart, as I was saying earlier on, and if she goes into the last half furlong today, neck down or a neck up, it's going to take a good one to get past her. Katie's goes into stall 3. Different filly altogether than Pebbles. Big, burly filly. Leipzig, quite a rangy filly. Not a lot behind the saddle. Katie's 11-2 from 5-1. Standing nice and quietly. Walter Swinburne. Walter bid in for his 36th win of the year. Number 11, one of the invaders so far, Christy Roach. Number 10, Sign of Life, goes into stall 9. And there's Desirable. Steve Cawthon, I think, have run well, but as John says, could feel the ground a little bit today. Well, the top 4 in the market, 11-4 Pebbles, Leipzig 9-2. So Fine 5-1. Katie's 11-2 surprises me, 6-1 bar those 4. I think now, why don't we join Peter?
Yes, Jimmy, I think just Speedy Go, one of the 2 French hopes to go. This is Gerard Dubroc going into his stall. And that's it. And then away. Fast break towards the outside by Lady of the House. Lady of the House towards the outside. Sign of Life on the inner. Leipzig just in behind them, and Desirable right up with them. And Sign of Life going on now from Leipzig. Leipzig taking on Sign of Life already. Then comes Desirable. Then just in behind them, Pebbles, Lester Piggott being chased by Katie's, Philip Robinson. And then behind them, Lady of the House, who's lost ground. Shane's Billy is the back marker with L'Orangerie at the moment, and Leipzig is the clear leader. Leipzig, as they pass the 5 furlong marker from Pebbles in 2nd place. Then comes Desirable on the inside of Katie's. Then Sign of Life, and then Speedy Girl making ground, and then So Fine being chased along by Christy Roach. Then Lady of the House, then Shane's Billy, and last L'Orangerie as they round the home turn now into the straight in the Coronation Stakes, and it's Leipzig in the lead from Pebbles. Katie's on the outside, and then Desirable. Then comes Sign of Life and Speedy Girl into the straight, and Leipzig with the advantage, and a commanding advantage at the moment from Pebbles in 2nd. Katie's there coming towards the stand side. They're coming to the 2 furlong marker now, and it's Pebbles who's come to take it up now. Pebbles the leader from Katie's in 2nd. Behind them comes Speedy Girl putting in a run, and So Fine coming with a run on the stand side. It's Pebbles from Katie's. The the winner of the English 2000 and the English 1000 and the Irish 1000. It's Philip Robinson getting the upper hand on Katie's now from Lester Piggott, and it's Katie's going away from Pebbles, and Philip Robinson being proved right. Katie's is the winner from Pebbles in second, so fine is third, desirable four. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Speedy Girl came next, and then Leipzig, and then Shane's Billy, and then Sign of Life, and then Lady of the House, and L'Orangerie was last. And so the result of the Coronation Stakes was first number 2, Katie's, owned by Mr. Terry Ramsden, trained by Mick Brown and ridden by Philip Robinson. Second was number 3, Pebbles, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Clive Britton and ridden by Lester Piggott. And third was number 11, So Fine, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by David O'Brien and ridden by Christy Roach. Fourth was number 1, Desirable. Here is the winner, and here's how Philip Robinson's judgment was vindicated as we review the Coronation Stakes with Julian Wilson.
Well, it was a race that lived up to everything that was spoken of it. Leipzig took it up after about half a mile and led into the straight, still going really well. But with the ominous figure of Lester Piggott cruising on her shoulder. And Philip Robinson still with his hands full on the outside and moving into third place there and waiting, as he said he would. Leipzig just coming to the end of her tether as Lester cruises past on the 1,000 guineas winner here. The ground a little bit firm for Leipzig, perhaps. Lester changes his hands, moves into overdrive, but anxiously half looks over his shoulder to see the completely immobile figure of Philip Robinson looming up on his outside. And the two of them drawing clear of the rest of the field now as So Fine moves into third on the outside. Now Philip says go, pulls his whip through, gives his filly a couple of smacks and goes into a half-length lead. But as Jimmy said, Pebbles lacks nothing in courage, fights back with tremendous fire and guts on the far rails, but Philip, riding the race of his life after perhaps the decision of his life, forges away in the last 50 yards of the race to go a length and a half, 2 lengths clear to gain a famous victory. The Irish 1,000 guineas winner beats the English 1,000 guineas winner after a tremendous race.
Yes, it certainly lived up to everything we hoped of it, this 1984 Coronation Stakes. Won by this filly, Katie's, by Nono Alco, out of Mortefontaine by Pollock. Now winner of 3 of her 4 races this season, including the Goff's Irish 1,000 guineas at the Curragh last month. Confirmed here, her running there with So Fine. Congratulations there for Philip Robinson after his triumph on this 11-2 chance. And the coronation in which L'Orangerie was a big disappointment for France. Speedy Girl doing best of the visitors. And So Fine doing best of the Irish challengers for David O'Brien. So with Katie's the winner of the Coronation Stakes, the starting prices and results of the afternoon to date.
First, number 2, Katie's, 11-2. Second, number 3, Pebbles, 11-4 favourite. And third, number 11, So Fine, 5-1.